first time. Not that first time. Damn it! This is a podcast about cinematic awakening.
Sound that.
Where we talk about movies we love with someone who just popped their cherry to that movie.
Oh my god, that sounds so nice.
Jacob, are all the movies we do on this podcast going to be good movies?
God, I hope not.
Do we like shitty movies?
We love shitty movies. Sometimes even more than good movies.
Are we critics?
Absolutely not.
But do we love movies?
Oh, we love the shit out of movies. In this week's cult classic masterpiece, the 2012 John Dies at the End.
A movie that spoils it with the title. Or does it? Jacob, I bet you're wondering what I'm doing with this can of gasoline.
BJ, your dick is even smaller in person.
We can't all be Ben Affleck. I am chronic masturbator BJ Leica, and that's why I don't see very well.
Joined as always by me, Jacob Beekis. And I am familiar with the saying, I want to shoot you so bad my dick's hard.
I'm scared.
Today we have our producer, our editor, my brother-in-law, one of the weirdest people you ever get the pleasure of meeting. For real, fuzzies are more normal than this motherfucker, which should tell you how weird my sister is, because for some reason, she's fucking into it. I've had the pleasure of calling him names such as Gandalf the Bitch, because this guy treats his whole life like he's ordering drinks at a bar by sitting down in a salon chair and pointing at an old lady and saying, I'll have what she's having. The reason we still have a show here at IRMFT, Tristian Deaton.
Hey guys.
That's a true story.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Look at his hair right
here. I sat down. I said, "Oh, I like that. I'll have that haircut."
Yeah, I'll have what she's having.
He pulled the Not Sleepless in Seattle, other one.
Yes. Philadelphia?
No. It's the one with Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes. Okay. What's up, Tristan? Well, finally got you on.
I'm excited to be here. This is the first time I've actually really been part of it. I mean, I'm part of every episode, but...
Yeah, but...
Back live and in person.
Yeah. So, since you're a first-time guest, officially, why don't you tell our listeners your relationship with the cinema? What it means to you, what you like, what you're into, all that good shit.
I verge a little different than the host of this pod. I like a lot of artsy movies, and I hate action movies. So editing is real fun.
It's like these guys love car chases for some reason.
Yeah. They love car chases, montages, and one-liners. Fuck me.
Yep. But that tells you how much I care about doing this, because I would never watch most of these movies on my own.
So what kind of movies do you like?
Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, Memento, and pretty much every film made by Stanley Kubrick.
That makes sense with you choosing this movie.
Yeah, and that's the main reason it's been so hard to get you on the pod, because the movies you're into are not easy and fun to talk about.
That is
you don't
true.
talk about A Clockwork Orange on a podcast called I Remember My First Time.
Nobody has talked for 45 minutes about Memento.
You don't watch Eyes Wide Shut. And then take it onto a podcast where we're talking about popping cherries.
I agree. But that's why we have a good middle ground, because I also enjoy smoking. And this is a perfect movie to smoke to.
Yes.
Very much so.
You like the Coen brothers?
Yes.
Okay. You like comedies?
Yes.
You just don't like action movies.
Yep. Action movies just kind of bore me at the end of it.
What about sci-fi?
Love sci-fi. I like fake action.
You like fake action.
I like laser beams searing through people's heads rather than heads exploding. Spoiler alert.
It happens.
I like it when doorknobs turn into penises. That door cannot be opened.
He didn't even try to turn it.
He's just like, the snakes are fine.
I'll take my chances with the snakes.
Anything else you want to say about movies?
I love them. That's it.
Let's dive into this one. John dies at the end. Described by Hulu as college dropouts investigate an alien invasion while tripping on a mind-altering street drug in this weird and wild horror comedy. I had no idea they were dropouts. I had no idea they were investigating an alien invasion.
Before we keep going, I think my favorite thing about this movie after watching it for the 6th time is that the dog's name is Barkley. It's 2 different words.
Barklee.
Fucking love.
And he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
This movie has a 6.3 out of 10 rating on IMDb, 68% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 53 on Metacritic.
That sounds about right.
That does not surprise me one bit.
That's about, because this movie, we'll get to it plenty, is not for everyone.
Nope.
I put this in here for you guys because you like this movie so much. As the director demonstrated in Phantasm and Bubba Hotep, he likes to traffic in scrappy chaos, spicing every dollop of gore with the equivalent dose of laughter.
Have you seen Bubba Hotep?
No.
I have.
We will do it on this pod.
That was a high five for you listeners.
Bruce Campbell plays Elvis Presley, and he meets John F. Kennedy, who's played by a black man in a retirement home, and then they go off on some mission. Doesn't that sound incredible?
I'm in. At its finest, John Dies at the End glides on this charming fusion of ideas and goofy fun. A well-tread avenue in sci-fi, but rarely done with such vibrant sense of empathy and low-budget charm. I mean, that's the perfect one-sentence synopsis of this movie.
This guy's awesome.
Couldn't agree more.
This is one of the few critics that I'm just like, you're welcome on the pod. You are welcome on the pod.
A cult following seems to be the audience for this film, but more often than not, those pre-programmed genre entries wind up in the nether regions of Netflix. I hope this strange concoction escapes that fate.
It didn't, but good review. Quality shit. I like that one. The budget was $1 million. $1 million.
Like, I knew this was a low budget, but I would have thought like 7 or 8.
Yeah. Thank God it was only $1 million though, because the box office only brought in $141,000.
Oh
wow!
I think it's made way more money streaming and on DVD.
If it's got $1 million budget, you're not going to put $8 million into marketing, though.
Absolutely not. And I think it's made money on the back end.
Oh, I'm sure it has.
Yeah.
I've bought this movie on DVD 3 separate times. I couldn't tell you what happened to any of the copies, but yes,
did you do the annoying thing where you told a friend they had to watch it and let them borrow it and they never gave it back?
Yes, I did.
Fucking hate that shit.
That's the problem with buying DVDs.
100%. All right, BJ, as the official virgin of the movie,
that's correct.
Tell us your thoughts on it.
I really enjoyed watching this movie. I'll get to some stuff later about what I didn't like. But this is a really fun movie. It's not super scary. It's pretty gory and pretty funny and really charming.
Yep.
I agree. Very charming.
I pretty much feel the same way. I remember the first time I watched this movie, I was a senior in high school. Maybe just gotten out of high school. And I thought it was so fucking good.
And I'll say right now, 19, 20, 21-year-old me would have loved this fucking movie.
Yeah. You'd have been like, fuck yeah, this is the tits.
Right. 34-year-old me's like, I really like it.
Yeah. So much fun. Tristan, how'd you feel about watching the movie?
It made me want to find where I could get some soy sauce myself. So I watched it when I was about 16, 17.
That would have blown my mind. My mind would, 16-year-old me would not have comprehended this movie.
I don't think I did. I just thought it was cool.
16, you're just like, what the fuck?
He just went to his pantry and took a little bit of soy sauce.
Just straight up put soy sauce in a syringe.
He's just rubbing the soy sauce on his gums. How come I can't read people's dreams yet?
I will neither confirm nor deny any of these statements.
What'd you like about the movie?
The charm's the biggest part of it. The fact that Paul Giamatti shows up.
Loved Paul Giamatti in this movie.
I had no reason. Although I think I saw he had a producing credit or something.
He did, yeah.
So I'm assuming he just loved the books and was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll produce this movie. It's going to cost $1 million to make. I'm Paul Giamatti. I'll be in it. Why not?
Yeah. Same. I love the charm. Love the charm. I loved the actors. The two main ones. Kind of douchey, but kind of not.
Did you kind of feel like you were watching a CW TV show with
little bit.
They had CW leading man energy.
And I love David Wong. I love that David Wong, as the lead character's name in this movie, is the author's name.
The author's pseudonym.
The author's pseudonym of the John Dies at the End books. And I just his whole attitude was hilarious to me. Oh, Sally, we're having an argument here. John, due to his constant masturbation, can't see very well.
Tristan, what'd you like?
I think y'all hit the nails on the head with Paul Giamatti. I think he was like the best performance of the movie. If he wasn't in it, I don't think I would have enjoyed the film nearly 20% as much as I did.
I would say Paul Giamatti gives this film an extra 2 points.
I can agree, yeah.
So it was my first time watching. When Paul Giamatti says the N-word,
yeah,
like there was about a 4-second period where I was freaking out. And then it hit me. I was like, oh, okay, I know what happened now. But for like 4 seconds, I was like, Paul!
Funny story.
He's just like, no, fuck this. I got vacation in June. I'm going to Atlantic City. I've got 2 fucking kids.
I was watching this with Victoria, and it was her first time watching it. She said, oh my God, he did the hard R. And I said, wait 5 seconds and you'll get it. You'll get it. I promise. Yeah. He's not being racist.
Why would they call you the N-word? And I love that moment because you think back earlier in the movie where David Wong's like, I don't know who my dad is. You could be my dad. Are you my dad? And Paul Giamatti just laughed at it again. He's like, fuck no, kid, I'm not your fucking dad. I'm black as shit.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. That's hilarious.
One more thing I want to add. Remember I had a problem with it in, not Cabin in the Woods, but The Evil Dead. Yeah. The Evil Dead remake. Okay. Where when you clearly make the main characters of age in a gory horror movie and then don't show tits, I thought they were about to do that in this movie.
When?
Like 2/3 of the way through.
I think they saved it all for the end.
Yes, because there's 47 exposed boobies at the end of this
count
movie.
Them,
I did not count them.
I was tempted to. There were that many. And they snuck some dudes in the background too. I saw that. I was like, oh, they're big, but they're not the ones I want to see.
Those were some creepy ass masks they were wearing.
Yes. Yeah. Those are fucking weird. Anything you didn't like?
Well, let's discuss the elephant in the room. And I think you told me this and I forgot, so it's probably my fault.
No. I told you a while ago. Okay. We've brought this movie up about doing it on the pod months ago.
Right.
And I told you this months ago. I did not tell you this week. So it's a little bit on both of us, but go ahead.
I watched this movie sober. I should have been high. I recognize I should have been high. So keep in mind everything I say is from the perspective of a sober person watching a movie that is not meant to be watched sober.
You're going to have to rewatch it stoned at some point.
And I will. I still enjoy it watching it sober, but it is not meant to be viewed that way.
So now we got that out of the way. Anything you didn't like?
Just kind of I wanted it to be more like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where it leans into the comedy a little heavier.
Yeah.
There were still funny parts, don't get me wrong. I just could have used double the comedy.
Yeah. I feel that. Tristan, anything you didn't like?
I think they did not develop the characters as much as they did. John and David, you get so much screen time or exposition, random phone. I don't know if I can call them phone calls.
Hot dogs.
The hot dog moments. Pretty much every other supporting character, you're basing about them on 10 to 30 seconds of.
Absolutely right. I wanted to know so much more about Amy and Fred and the detective.
What the hell?
And Mordecai.
No, that wasn't Marconi.
Marconi. When the meat monster shows up. Marconi, we're not Marconi.
Come on, you get him on the phone.
As
long as you don't kill me, I'll get you a direct line.
And in what situation when a demon meat monster shows up, is he going to wait for a phone call to be answered?
Hello?
Just holding the phone too. Fucking wild.
No, really, my main thing with this, because I feel knowing that it was coming from people involved with like Bubba Hotep, this was going to be a B-movie aiming film. So I can forgive the special effects. I thought they had a charm to them as well. I can't forget.
I thought the bad guys were super charming.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I can forgive it considering I now know how much it costs to make this movie. But I could have really did more development for the supporting cast of Amy, Fred or Fritz. I couldn't. Fred, and the cop. If I had more of them, more entertained by the film.
John being like, "Are we going to the mall or away from the mall?" To the mall. Oh, that's right. Fred's still alive. What? Nothing.
I love it.
Was it a good or bad movie? Tristan, as our guest, you tell us what you think first.
This is hard for me because I like to judge films based off of their artistic intent. So with this, I got to say, I'm pretty sure they hit what they were going for. Yes, I'll say this is a good movie.
You're so gay. I was thinking of another insult, but that's just, I judge movies based on their artistic intent.
Yeah, no, I love shitty movies and I love good movies, and then I love.
No, I just, Tristan, I love it. I gotta bust your balls because that's not what me and BJ do.
No, I'm definitely pretentious when it comes to movies.
We're just like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson said he likes his dessert first. He goes somewhere.
You must have hated. What was the Patrick Swayze movie we just did? Roadhouse. You must have hated that movie.
Scrolling through the streaming services looking for movies to watch in the pod, and I came over Roadhouse, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited to rewatch that soon. Roadhouse.
I'm not a Roadhouse fan. I've seen it approximately 1.5 times. No, I am not.
Like it was tough.
Fair though, I enjoy y'all's perspectives, and I actually think I look forward to doing the podcast for these movies I know I'm not going to like or don't like. If you are a constant listener of the podcast, you will know that I am not a fan of Mark Wahlberg. These guys here make me want to watch Mark Wahlberg movies.
Mark Wahlberg's shit. BJ, is this a good or bad movie?
For a $1 million cultish weird movie, it's really good.
I second that.
It's obviously not winning any Oscars. It's obviously not going to make $1 billion in the box office. But it's a fun, charming watch for $1 million.
Yeah. All right.
We're getting deep into this movie now.
How deep, BJ?
I'm not going to say it. Tristan, you want to say it?
I'll say it. Balls deep.
Balls deep,
There we go.
motherfucker. Mount Rushmore scenes. BJ, as the Virgin, you get to start.
Mhm. So this might be, not that it's on my Mount Rushmore, but that it's for the killing of Korog, where the day is saved by the very good boy, Bart-Lee. I love the ridiculous eyes wide shut, creepy mask. I like how they try to give an exposition dump when at this point in the movie, I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Tori actually pointed out to me, and I think she has a good point. I think that's why there were so many topless people, because no one's supposed to care about the exposition dump anymore. Just watch what's blowing up. That's it.
Tristan, your number 4 scene.
My fourth favorite scene is the first time we meet Paul Giamatti in the movie and their beginning interaction where David looks like he's skitzing.
This was the best acting in the movie by far, both from Paul Giamatti and from David.
Wong.
David. Okay.
Whatever his name is. This is a good scene. I loved how sweaty he was. Just fucking freaking out.
Wrinkled ass corduroy suit.
My mom was a crack addicted whore who dabbled in necromancy and witchery.
Spent her welfare check on black candles every month.
Really? No, she was just bipolar. The other story's so much cooler. You should go with that one. My fourth favorite scene is just straight up the intro.
Okay.
The question of the universe. If you're chopping some Nazi guy's head off with an axe and the axe head chips and you take it to the axe store, you get the axe head replaced. Then the next season, or no, the shaft, whatever. Ultimately, you replace both things, and then the Nazi shows back up with weed whacker wire, reanimated his head back on him. That's the axe that slain me. Is he right?
When he came back, for about a second and a half, I was like, is that Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Would have been awesome.
That little cameo right there.
Oh, if he would have came in through broken glass and it was Stone Cold Steve Austin, that would have been the best.
Yes, but that's my fourth favorite, and I take that into Tristan's meeting Paul Giamatti.
Okay.
Your third.
My third favorite scene is not long after that, but it is David and John coming to grips with the reanimated meat freezer monster. There's so much gold in this scene.
When do you start it? When they're in the basement?
Yeah, probably.
I
guess when David shows up to the apartment. Because you meet that super cute girl.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, she reminds me of so-and-so.
Beth.
Right.
Yeah.
April's a 5'11" blonde.
With big tits.
Just,
Damn it! Knew it was too good to be true. Anything else?
Almost made me want to go vegetarian, seeing the meat come together.
Yeah, the meat monster, 100%.
Dick is the door handle.
We've already talked about it. So funny.
And
was that the thing you laughed most at in this movie?
For sure. For sure. You know I'm juvenile. And the monster gets blown up over the phone.
Electrocuted, blown up.
Ridiculous. Why doesn't that dude just call everybody? Why is there other people that don't know what they're doing with baseball bats running around when this dude can just fucking telephone people and, oh, they're gone. Ridiculous.
Tristan, number 3?
My third favorite, the entire mall sequence with
Me too.
Whoever that guy is.
Yeah. Justin.
Justin White, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to punch Justin White in his face.
He was a
Which is why I start this scene when John caps him 4 times. Once in the head, 3 in the chest.
You shot him in the head? I was aiming for his heart.
But yeah, that was me.
Why are you fronting, homie?
Okay, all of you. Such a dumb little bit.
But I start that. I think I end it when I never caught the cop's name, but when his eyeball explodes.
I don't know if it says his name.
I don't think it does.
It doesn't. Just investigator number 1.
I think it's just detective.
I think so too.
I end it when his eyeballs explode. Because at that point, with no character development, I said, this is the line in that movie. It can either go complete shit or it can be fucking phenomenal from this point forward.
The mall scene had me cracking up with them heading to it. Like we already talked about it. Oh yeah, because Fred's still alive. And then running to get the parcel that he mailed to the abandoned mall. And he's just like, what's outside? And John's just shaking his head, just like, you don't want to know. Like, you still want to know.
Did you see how many little pieces they laid early on that built up to that mall scene?
Yeah,
The hot dog, the missing hand, all the dick jokes just kind of keep coming. That's what she said. But no. Overall, I think the epitome of the movie is the mall scene. Whatever happens after that's just icing on the cake.
I see that. Weird that it's not your number 1 then.
It's not.
So I'm excited to hear your number 1. BJ, your number 2.
It's the mall scene. The only thing I wanted to add is I thought I was going to hell for laughing at how she had to open the door with her nub.
Her phantom limb.
I laughed and I was like, oh, shit.
What were the odds that there was going to be someone with a nub right there in that moment? Like,
BJ's like, thank God it's Ramadan. I can reflect all day tomorrow.
like that's one of those scenes where you just look over your left shoulder and there's a little Jesus saying, I'm watching you.
So your number 2 scene, Tristan.
My number 2. My number 2 was the first time in the police interview where the sauce hits David, like, legitimately.
Yeah.
And how he starts just kind of reading everything around him and then disappears into a full-on hallucination in the middle of a police interrogation. And I don't know if it's also after repeat viewing, but I knew the guy in the back was not the guy, just another dude in the beginning of it. And it's now become my favorite scene in the movie where I know, like, you're about to get fucked up, dude. Like, flying mustaches and all. Like, it's about to get crazy up in here.
You're about to have an arm wrestle.
And apparently the monster just can't leave that room because he
what the hell
leaves
was
the
that
door
about?
and then it just disappears.
Rules don't exist in this movie. It doesn't matter. My number 2 scene is David Wong getting the call from John in the basement scene. Hey.
Oh, the driving.
Yeah. Hey, tomorrow we assassinate the president. That's John's code for grab more beer. John, it's 3 a.m. And then the basement. I mean, there's nothing else that we need to say about it. It's just my number 2 scene. So with that being said, the one scene that I left off my Mount Rushmore scenes, I want to replace my number 2 since we killed that scene.
Okay.
And it's the teenager punk rock party where we meet Robert Marley.
Three-Armed Amy is a awesome punk rock band name.
And I love their lyrics. The Cannibal Holocaust.
Camel Holocaust.
Camel Holocaust.
Yes.
Camel? I thought
Holocaust.
it was cannibal.
Camel
It's Camel.
Holocaust. And then they're just
according to the closed captioning on Hulu, it's Camel Holocaust.
It's Camel. And then the lyrics are some dumb shit like, stepped in mud, messed up my new shoes. Had an egg sandwich, it was good. Like punk rock to the max. And I just love meeting Robert Marley. And David just being so skeptical. He's like, oh, you levitated? Cool, man. What's your name? My name is Robert Marley. Yeah, Bob Marley? Yeah, of course it is. Fucking asshole. And then David's dream. This is a weird one. Well, you were just being chased by a bunch of dicks. How does this guy know this shit?
Why does everybody's dreams involve male genitalia?
Why not? Show us your dick, Michael Douglas. That's why it always involves male genitalia, because he didn't fucking go all out like Sharon Stone. That's why.
I am still astounded that you guys are able to work that into like every episode. And I love it. Keep it going. When are the t-shirts coming?
Sometime. Who knows?
I don't know.
Fuck it. I'll try to start it.
Your number one scene, BJ.
The trailer park scene. So starting when David leaves the cops, and hot dog phone is just funny. It's funny to say, it's funny to watch, it's great. And then the intensity inside the trailer is what really puts the scene over the others for me, is how intense everything is when the detectives come in to look for him, when the soy sauce stabs him in the cheek.
Can I say something? I know this had a small budget, but it threw my believability off, which is astounding that this is the thing that threw my believability off for this film. Why was there only 2 people at a 9 murders suspected location? Shouldn't there have been...
Small town. Although,
2 people.
Yeah, well, maybe.
And one's a detective. Do they even have detectives in small towns, or are they all police officers and sheriffs?
So maybe the federal guys were called in but hadn't made it yet.
Okay, I can accept that. I was just like, there's 9 people murdered here. You showed up with 2 people, and you didn't even bring your gun in the first time. What the fuck?
Yeah,
that's my explanation for that is the feds were coming, but they hadn't got there yet.
You got stuck in traffic.
Your number one scene, Tristian.
This is kind of surprising, but like I said, I go for the legitimate acting prowess. Mine is the perfect blend of ridiculousness and serious acting that we see when Arnie finds out he's dead at the end. Right there, as soon as you said it earlier, that hard R came out, my jaw hit the floor, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What's going on? And then it brings everything full circle from the very beginning of the film. And then you just like, Paul Giamatti kicks it out of the park with that last bit where he's overreacting and then goes out to the car, throws a whole fucking fit about...
Had to go on that vacation to Atlantic City.
I got 2 kids. Why is all those things? I get it. But he goes through like all stages of grief, and then David just decides to stop imagining him, and he disappears in the... Like, the ultimate payoff that he just pops out of existence is the exact perfect level of comedy I wish this movie had throughout the entire bit.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny. Just boom, gone.
I'm not in your imagination.
My number one scene is the police station scene.
Okay.
I think the guy with the mustache is fucking hilarious. I think when it rips off his face and flies around is so fucking funny.
Was anybody expecting his mustache?
I was hoping there was like a bug riding on it so I could say mustache ride.
I love John calling him after he's dead. Like, I take it out of there. Like, I take it out of the police station, the hot dog phone call, because so fucking funny. And the only thing that I keep that's in this that's not in the police station is when it goes out of the story real quick and Paul Giamatti's like, fuck this is bullshit. Like, I can write a book. And Dave's like, no, fuck that, not a book. This is my story, bro. And takes him out to his car, and he's just like, look in the cage. There's nothing in the cage. Look in the cage from the corner of your eye. And then how much Paul Giamatti freaks the fuck out was awesome.
What the shit? What the shit is that?
If you saw that, you wouldn't?
Oh, 100% I would. And that's why I made it into that scene. But yeah, Mount Rushmore scenes.
We did it.
This movie was kind of difficult to do Mount Rushmore for.
It depends what part of this movie you like as to where it where your Rushmore goes.
Correct.
Yeah, like 2 out of my 4.
Ours were all so different. It was fun. Character breakdown.
John is not the main character in this movie.
And John does also not die at the end.
He kind of dies in the middle.
Kind of, but again, rules don't exist in this movie. I have a bit of trivia about John dying at the end. Contrary to popular belief, the title John Dies at the End doesn't mean John dies at the end of the movie/novel. The title John Dies at the End foreshadows John's death at the end of the story arc. When John dies at the end of a particular novel, that will be the last John Dies at the End novel.
This is lazy writing. I know how I want to end this. Clever, but lazy.
Sometimes laziness is the most clever.
Like, imagine if they said Harry Potter dies at the end. Yeah, you're right.
Well, that would be like Ron Weasley dies at the end.
No, because he dies in the last book.
No, but
exactly.
But what BJ's saying is like, John's not the main character.
Oh yeah, because David is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that whole thing started with David's the first person in our character breakdown.
Yep.
What'd you guys think of David?
I thought he was the best part of the movie. I loved his sarcastic, dickish personality. I thought it worked well.
I think the only way his personality worked well was when it was bouncing off of John. Because otherwise, he's just a boring dick throughout the whole movie. John is kind of what keeps
but they're
level.
very rarely ever not in the same scene. They're always bouncing off each other because John is too much his way too.
Yeah, and then all the random jokes go to David too. Like, what was it? Korok tells him something about big black dicks, and he screams, "Get out of my head!" And you're like, "Okay, David, all right, gotcha there."
John. I like his little smart-ass smirk. John was fun.
John was super fucking hot. I'm just going to say it.
Oh, yeah. John's attractive as shit.
John's a good-looking man.
Yep.
He gave me Dennis the Menace vibe. Like, he could do whatever the fuck happens in this movie, and nothing bad's going to actually happen to him throughout the whole thing.
I assume that's coolest kid in a small town energy.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like to me.
Yeah, I feel that. Because that's what it was.
Yeah.
The detective.
Not enough character development.
His intensity, he's bringing all he's got to this in 15 minutes.
So did he get overtaken after he killed the annoying wannabe gangster guy? Or was he...
He was already infected before he showed up to the mall.
Okay.
They were on a very good arc with him when they got to David tripping and seeing the development of the bullet that he was shot with. And they could have just went with that a little further, showed some kind of flashback to him on the sauce. Because he had to have been on the sauce to be
if you're on the sauce,
popping out.
Do you know when someone else is on the sauce?
No, apparently. I don't. You're right. There's no rules, Jacob. Not supposed to make sense.
Nothing.
Like, why are John and David not infected with whatever when the sauce
chose them?
Yep.
Fucking the Force over
here.
They're
they're chosen by the fucking sauce. Marconi was incredible.
Such an overtop character.
And he couldn't have been screen time more than 4 minutes of this movie.
No, including
At
the
best.
Commercials.
At best.
Because most of the time he's just in there for like 8 seconds. Marconi.
I could just say that all day. Marconi.
Actually, that makes me pretty mad because I used to think, I forgot. I've seen this movie 13 times now. And I keep forgetting that John and David did not need to do any of this. Marconi could have just did it.
The whole thing from right where he was,
but
with
he
a
was
cell
like,
phone.
And not even just that. He needed the dog to do it. Like, what is this? Just call him in the other dimension. Blow him up.
We don't, Paul Giamatti. We've talked about him enough.
Yeah.
Great.
And then Barkley.
The
Wonderful.
good boy.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Incredible.
Good boy.
Incredible. Trivia and facts. At the very end, the uniforms worn by the members of the Human Liberation Army were not made for this film. They originally appeared as Thurman outfits in the film Galaxy Quest.
I was going to say
look
they look like the
familiar.
Tim Allen movie ones.
Hey, look! I knew it. Awesome. I am so proud of that.
I knew I started off with the right trivia with you too.
Yeah, because I was like, I couldn't remember the name of the Tim Allen movie.
Who doesn't love that movie? I knew they looked familiar.
I own it on DVD.
That's the one Dwight Rainn Wilson's wearing, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, I gotta rewatch Galaxy Quest. Next episode.
Director Don Cost, whatever his last name is, stumbled on David Wong's novel as a result of an email production recommendation. Quote, true story. I received an email from a robot on Amazon.com and it told me if I liked the zombie book I just read, that I would like John Dies at the end. I read the little login and was just amazingly strange. I thought, well, this might even make a good movie. Plus, it had arguably the greatest title in motion picture history.
It's a great title. I kind of want to read the books now.
Me too. The title comes from the novel originally being released online, one chapter at a time, so readers would always have to come back to find out if John died or not.
Genius.
That's how they used to do things back in like 1940.
Right, and then you just bring it back during the internet time because people are like, fuck yeah, this is awesome.
You're right. I did that with Scarlet Witch, WandaVision when it came out.
In the book, the location of the town in which the story is set is never given. Instead, it's usually called undisclosed. However, in the movie, the label of the parcel John sends to himself is sent to Sherwood, Illinois. There is no Sherwood, Illinois.
I was getting Canada vibes.
It felt Canada.
I feel that.
None of us know what that means, but we all get it.
Right. The prologue describes the ancient Theseus paradox of grandfather's axe thought experiment. So a little bit of history for you. The Balducci levitation mentioned by David when he first meets Robert Marley is an illusion of levitation, an impromptu magic trick requiring no props. It was first described by Ed Balducci and bears his name, but its inventor is unknown.
Y'all know how to do that?
More history. No.
I do.
John's full name, John Cheese, is a reference to Crack.com comedy writer John Cheese, real name Mac Lighty, who co-wrote John Dies at the End and the sequel, The Book is Full of Spiders. Seriously, dude, don't touch it. With David Wong, real name Jason Pargan. In the end of This Book is Full of Spiders, David Wong claims that John demands at least one scene per book in which he ramps something along with a flat payment for each time I use the name in print.
Sounds fair.
Yep. When David is on his couch watching a commercial...
I would just say he a bunch.
Right. Me too. When David is on his couch watching a commercial for Marconi early in the film, a DVD of Phantasm Revenger can be seen to the left of the TV. Don Costarelli is the writer-director of the first 4 Phantasian films, but he vacated the director's chair for Ravager, which came out in 2016, 4 years after this movie. That was just for fans of this director, if there are any. After David meets Robert Marley, the boys have a discussion in Hottentot Cafe. This name is a play on the word Hottentot, which was how early Europeans referred to the Cohoki people of Southwest Africa when they first encountered them in the 17th century. The name Hottentot was given to them by Europeans because of how they thought the language sounded. It is unclear as to why this name was used in the scene. The scene was shot at a real diner with the same name located at 2347 Pacific Coast Highway in La Mata, California.
I'll tell you why. They paid to have their real name in the movie.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with the,
They had a budget of $1
the
million.
17th century West African tribe.
What the fuck?
It was a restaurant that was like, yeah, use our name.
And
it sounds fun, Hottentot.
And I just want to say that IMDb will let this kind of shit be added to their trivia. But when I get on there and add that Body Heat was featured on IRMFT's podcast, they won't fucking put it on there. Cunts. The Robert Marley character's real name is only said once in the movie when the detective shows Dave his mugshot picture. He says his name is Bruce Matthews. The initials of his birth name are most likely one of the reasons he chose his obvious alias of Robert Marley, whereas the real singer went by Bob Marley.
Yeah.
It's just so I could say Bob Marley. The crumpled newspaper that Marconi. The crumpled newspaper that Dave and John read in the last scene is called the Morningside Tribune. It is dated February 37th, 5189. Its main headline reads, quote, "Phenomenon continues around South Pole. President urges calm." Side columns read, "Spiritually and faith decreasing," and "Sales in the U.S. decline. Cigarette sales at a 54-year low." I just wanted y'all to know what the newspaper said.
You just wanted to use that voice. Don't lie.
Yeah, I did.
Surprised there was any for a movie that made $141,000.
Right. Me.
Yeah, the first one's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah. How did they even get those?
No idea.
Impersonation time?
What is it, BJ?
I think we've kind of done it with Marconi. But we're doing our entire narration of guy from weird alien shows on the History Channel.
Okay.
Have you ever wondered how the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids? Experts say aliens did it, but not just any aliens. Aliens with dicks for hands. Dicks for hands, aliens built the pyramids.
That was good. Tristan, do you want to go next or me to go next?
I'll go next and get it out of the way.
Okay.
That was too good. I don't know how I'm going to keep up with that. Everyone knows the government and aliens are aligned. Watch our new reality show, Aliens at the Pentagon.
Aliens at the Pentagon is a great TV show name.
A great TV show name. That was a good one.
Okay, I felt awful doing that.
So the crazy thing is, and it's crazy because so many experts, you wouldn't believe how many experts, literally so many experts agree with this, that the aliens, they've just been here the whole time. They've helped with so many things, and they also like to fuck, and all just like us. And they like to fuck. And so they do these things to help us out with things. That way they can fuck more. Because if they help us with these things, then we can fuck more. And everything's just about fucking.
Was that your audition to go on the Joe Rogan podcast? Because I'm pretty sure I've heard that exact interview on the Joe Rogan podcast.
You were going for the Greek guy, right? The crazy hair one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. That's I pictured you with the hair then just now.
Just totally white hair with a black beard. Who are you fooling?
All right, final thoughts on the movie in general. BJ, as our certified virgin. Not anymore, though.
Not anymore. But I still feel like I haven't, I feel like I did, hand stuff. Because in order to not be a virgin...
You watched the whole movie. You got a blowjob.
Okay, all right. But in order to lose your virginity to this movie, you have to have seen it high. I didn't. It's still pretty good. It's still a 7.9 with the big asterisk of let me watch this high, and I bet it goes up.
Okay. Tristan.
I think I'm going to save mine for last because I would do it with my review.
Fair. I'm going to go with an 8.4. Easy hour, 41-minute movie. Never bored. It's fucking hilarious.
So dumb.
So dumb. And it doesn't try to pretend to be anything it's not. It's just like, I'm fucking stupid.
I really wanted an Ebert review.
I did too.
For something like this.
Yeah. But we might not have an Ebert review, but we do have
a pessimistic producer's review.
Yeah, we have the segment back for at least this week. Let's hear it, Tristan, our pessimistic producer.
All right. John Dies at the End is a poor spiritual successor to films such as Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This film isn't as well written as Hitchhiker's Guide or as funny as Harold and Kumar, but it's definitely has more dicks and tits than either. And that has to count for something. Where it lacks in character development, it succeeds with clever foreshadowing. The titular character is obnoxious and ridiculous and is oddly paralleled by the severe boredom that David displays throughout the film. Yet it has a certain charm that cannot be ignored. There is a terrible discrepancy between the quality of special effects throughout the film, and that just tells me that the producer stopped wanting to pay for it halfway through. This film is a dumpster fire. All said and done, though, this is a dumpster fire I'd gladly watch over and over again. I give this film 8-inch dick doorknobs out of 10.
Which is well above average.
Yes. Yes. But it's also like this long.
Jacob is holding out his hands past his very broad shoulders.
8.5. Ask most females what they think 5 inches looks like. They'll give you a fucking ruler. Should they remake this? No, but I would like to see the second book.
Yeah.
I kind of want a cheap, shitty streaming show.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Like
100%.
45 minutes to an hour per episode?
Yeah.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah, 8-episode seasons.
Something like Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's perfect.
So down. Do it. Good and bad reviews from IMDb.
I'm assuming they were good this week.
Yeah, they're pretty good. You would have thought better, but pretty good. Our 10 out of 10 by Justin M. Brooks 30 just went to the Boston premiere at The Brattle. This movie proves that there are still film makers in genre pictures. In a world full of kissing vampires and found footage crap, John brings to the big screen what seems to have been lost in great films like Altered States and Videodome.
You are the only person that thinks those are great films, my dog.
It is unapologetic in its movement and daring with its story. Quite frankly, I felt this movie was giving me a high five the entire time watching it, saying, hell yeah, we're going to go to the loony bin together. I don't think I've seen a film this daring in a long time, and a huge tip of the hat to Paul Giamatti for having such faith in genre film. I love knowing that the people on the screen weren't just collecting a paycheck, but truly wanted to be there. All in all, if you don't have the good sense to let a film take you in exciting new directions, then John is not for you. If you want to see one of those sparkling little shooting star moments where Hollywood accidentally lets loose an innovative and, God forbid, original film, then you simply need to see John Dies. You'll be a better film fan for it.
Needless to say, welcome on the podcast.
Yes, Justin M. Brooks, 30. Welcome anytime.
We'll do one of those movies that you thought were pinnacle filmmaking.
Yes. Now, my first bad review is Tristan if he was a fucking loser.
Okay.
It's by fad_B16. Titled, Pretentious Piece of Garbage.
A $1 million spoof movie is pretentious.
And then he uses pretentious in his review. You're going to love it. And just, again, this is Tristan if he was a fucking loser. I am a fan of Mulholland Drive, Donnie Darko, Pi, Faith and Chaos, and pretty much every other smart movie out there. But I sincerely regret every minute that I wasted watching this pretentious piece of garbage.
You're a Mulholland Drive Donnie Darko fan, and this is pretentious?
Yeah, go eat a dick, dude. I love those movies.
I'm not sure that guy knows what the word pretentious means.
He 100% does not. It just sounds smart, so he uses it.
There's never been a pretentious movie where a door handle changes into a dildo. That doesn't happen in pretentious movies.
This one's so much better, but I couldn't let that one go with Tristan being on the pod. And what an incredible username other than the stupid numbers. But from I'm a Potato 1975-22, titled, I Guess I Don't Do Enough Drugs.
Probably not.
I really couldn't make it through this unfunny, non-scary comedy horror film. One of two films I actually shut off in recent memory. The other being the horrible Burt Wonderstone.
Hold on, what did you expect you were getting into when you turned on Burt Wonderstone? I'm sorry, the incredible Burt Wonderstone.
I don't know, because I watched the whole thing and like the Love Guru.
God damn.
I knew what I was getting. Then again, doubt I am in the demographic and was not lighting a bong every 30 minutes. What can I say? Is that the sloppy jump cuts, the inaccuracy of camera angles with character interaction, and the horrible acting makes this one of the few ones I have ever given out to a movie. You can show close-up vomit, but can't have an actor show consistency in different shots. The bad acting is apparent from having Paul Giamatti in the film. Giamatti is a good actor, yet he shines in this, and using him as a measuring tool, one can see the two male leads as very community theater-ish. If you like stoner films, I would assume you'll love this. If you're looking for something unique, this isn't it.
This does need to market itself more as a drug movie.
I agree.
Yeah, they're targeting the wrong demographic. But how dare you talk about Paul Giamatti that way?
Right?
He is a
asshole.
lot better than that. He's not like the bottom of the barrel of A-list. He's the top of the barrel for B-list. Get out of there.
Incredible B-list actor.
No,
shoot him up.
Yeah.
Which will be my birthday episode next year. I already have it penciled in.
I have seen it. I don't remember any of it.
It's in fucking incredible.
I'll have to watch it again.
It's in fucking incredible.
I'll watch it again for
We
your
might not
birthday
even wait till
episode.
my birthday because it's in fucking incredible.
Tristan, you're gonna hate it.
No, I know. He's pushing it forward now.
He kills a man with a carrot.
Yeah.
It can't be.
I like how excited David's face got
yeah.
when I said that.
Yeah.
And Tristan just looked so upset.
Yeah. In one scene, he's looking through a scope of a gun and he can't see very well. It's blurry. So he takes the bite of a carrot and then he sees better.
Wait. Oh.
It's incredible. It's fucking incredible.
Is this the one? Okay. Is this the one that it's like Phil's Looney Tune-ish with the level of violence?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, man.
And fucking. Anyways, question of the pod: should people watch this movie? If you are a stoner, yes. If you're not, maybe.
Watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy first.
Yeah. Or maybe watch this one first, if you've never seen Hitchhiker's Guide, and then watch Hitchhiker's Guide so you can see it done better.
Or if you like senseless gore. There's a lot of that in this.
Yep. Anyways, Tristan, thanks for being on the pod, my man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Marconi.
Follow us on IRMFT Pod at
IRMFT Pod.
On what though?
Instagram, Twitter.
I normally say them all out. BJ's really bad at this part. I should have let him say IRMFT Pod.
The Reddits.
Yep, the Reddits. We'll see y'all next week.
Until then.
For Forrest Gump.
Ooh.
We're doing Forrest Gump.
We're doing Forrest Gump.
Oh, man. Okay.
Jenny. Those sure do look like comfortable shoes.
Bye.